get these double chocolate cookies, please?
Well, I hate to disappoint you, but today we're actually going to stick to our list.
Ma'am, you just saved $612 and spent $4. Applause, confetti, a single tear rolling down a cashier's cheek.
Total today was $293.23. You paid only $53.11. That's great.
Welcome to Extreme Couponing, the only show where a shopping trip looks like a military operation, and a box of cereal is a political statement. At its peak, Extreme Couponing wasn't just reality TV. It was a sport, a spectacle, a religious experience if your religion involved buying 92 sticks of deodorant for free. Viewers watched in awe as suburban moms morphed into tactical commandos armed with binders, barcode scanners, and the kind of aggression usually reserved for Black Friday fistfights. In a world still reeling from the 2008 recession, this was hope in paper form, a promise that yes, you too could escape capitalism by beating it at its own game, with scissors.
I find it very hard to pay full value for anything, even if it's on sale.
TLC pitched it as empowering, frugal, uplifting. What they didn't mention is that it was also totally unhinged, because buried beneath those triumphant shopping halls was a mountain of loopholes, fake coupons, shady tricks, and behavior that teetered on the edge of federal crime. It started with good intentions, saving money. It ended with federal prison. This is the story of how extreme couponing rose to fame as a quirky way to stretch your dollar and imploded as one of the most absurd cautionary tales of American consumerism. So buckle up, because we're diving deep into the world where financial literacy meets felony. And ask yourself, when did saving 90% start costing us our dignity?
Is $43.87.
To understand extreme couponing, you first have to understand regular couponing. You know, the innocent kind. The kind your grandma did with a pair of dull scissors, a Sunday paper, and exactly zero plans to defraud anyone.
Market stardom, Missy's been bringing in hauls that have resulted in a stockpile worth over $100,000.
It all began in 1887 when Coca-Cola, yes, that Coca-Cola, handed out little paper slips for a free glass of soda. It was a genius move. Give people something for free and they'll come back for more. Fast forward to the Great Depression, and coupons became lifelines, literal survival tools. Families scraped by thanks to tiny rectangles of hope printed in the backs of magazines. By the 1990s, America was deep into its coupon era. At its peak in 1992, a record 7.9 billion coupons were redeemed. Clipping was mainstream. It was frugal. It was, dare we say, kind of patriotic. But then came the 2008 financial crash. The housing market collapsed, banks imploded, and suddenly, saving 50 cents on paper towels didn't seem quaint. It seemed essential. People turned to coupons not as a hobby, but as a lifeline. In 2010 alone, Americans redeemed 3.3 billion coupons, saving $3.7 billion. Yes, billion, with a B. Enter TLC. On December 29th, 2010, the cable network aired a one-off special called Extreme Couponing. And to everyone's surprise, especially TLC's, over 2 million people tuned in. Turns out watching someone buy $1,000 worth of groceries for under $10 was gripping TV.
Right. Right now we're at 538, 540.
Like Super Bowl meets Sudoku meets hoarding kind of gripping. By April 2011, TLC launched a full series. And just like that, couponing stopped being your grandma's hobby and started being a blood sport. But it wasn't just about saving money anymore. It was about dominance, winning, crushing the system, getting more for less and looking smug while doing it. And at the heart of it all, a fantasy. The idea that if you just worked hard enough, if you clipped enough, planned enough, sacrificed enough sleep, you too could walk into a grocery store and walk out a legend.
Yes, I did it! $30.73! Yay!
What could possibly go wrong? Let's be honest, it didn't take long. From the very first season, seasoned couponers, you know, the real ones, were already side-eyeing their TVs like, wait, that's not how that works.
Is banned from coming shopping with me because she tends to put things in the cart that are not on sale and not on my list.
And they were right, because behind the scenes of those 13-cent receipts and perfectly stacked carts was a steaming pile of bull savings. Take the season premiere of 2011. One of the show's stars used coupons for large-size items on small-size products, a tactic couponers know as glitching. Basically, it's the Fight Club of the coupon world. Everyone knows it happens. No one talks about it, except TLC, who filmed it in high definition and gave it theme music. Once upon a time, extreme couponing was unpredictable, messy, and kind of illegal. In other words, fun. But today, it's none of those things. It's dead, expired, like a coupon from 2011 that someone still tries to use on a self-checkout machine. Why? Because it got sanitized, cleaned up, defanged.
I can't take it. Can't.
After the scandals and arrests, TLC tried to steer the show into wholesome territory. They pivoted to personal stories, smaller hauls, character-driven episodes. Translation? Boring. Gone were the days of maxing out carts with 98 bottles of Gatorade. Instead, we got tearful segments like, I'm doing this for my cousin's wedding shower and I only need 11 tubes of Colgate. Wow. Riveting. Reality TV lives and dies by chaos. The moment producers started playing it safe, viewers pieced out faster than a couponer at full price. By season 4, ratings had plummeted. What once pulled in over 2.5 million viewers was now scraping by with under 700,000. Even worse, it became predictable.
With the success of her biggest haul resting in the receipt, Christy double-checks every entry before opening her wallet.
You knew exactly what you'd get. 1. A dramatic, I have to save $600 or we won't survive. Backstory. 2. A spreadsheet that looked like it belonged to NASA. 3. A shopping trip where a cart is stacked higher than most rental apartments. 4. The dramatic checkout scene with slow-mo beeping and swelling music. 5. You saved $958. Cut to crying.
And the balances, after we took off everything, 42 cents.
Okay, a little bit of a panic, but okay.
Credits roll. That formula worked. Until it didn't. It became meme fodder, satirized, parodied, and memeified to death. TikToks mocked the coupon Karen trope. Reddit threads turned into digital therapy sessions for traumatized retail workers. And YouTube reaction videos racked up millions of views dunking on the absurdity of it all. Like one vlogger put it, this woman just got 200 sticks of deodorant and she doesn't even sweat. What are we doing here? Couponing didn't die, it just went digital. Cashback apps, browser extensions, promo code generators. Today's savers don't wield scissors, they wield Chrome plugins. And honestly, good. Because the moment extreme couponing stopped being about actual savings and became about spectacle, it lost its soul. What used to be a helpful skill turned into a televised competition where ethics were optional and warehouses of condiments were the prize. So now we're left with the ashes, reruns, memes, and YouTube compilations titled Top 10 Craziest Coupon Hauls That Should Have Been Crimes.
It's gonna be great.
And yet, part of us still misses it. Just a little. Because sure, it was insane, but at least it wasn't boring. This isn't savvy shopping, one coupon blogger wrote at the time. This is fraud, presented as a life hack. And honestly, she wasn't wrong. Another shopper was caught using 34 counterfeit coupons for toilet paper. Total value, nearly $400. That's not extreme. That's just theft with extra steps. And TLC, they shrugged. This is a docuseries, a spokesperson claimed. We show what happens, we don't tell people how to behave. Oh, okay. So if someone films a bank robbery but calls it a documentary, it's suddenly fine?
It's totally legit.
Watch your cart. Frenemies.
What started as quirky became questionable, fast. Behind the scenes, grocery stores bent the rules to juice the drama. Limits were ignored. Double coupon policies magically expanded. One store even admitted it set up the transaction to make the savings look bigger. We made a mistake, a Lowe's Foods rep later confessed. What you saw on TV was staged. Ah, yes, nothing says authentic financial advice like staged fraud. Meanwhile, viewers began noticing the contestants themselves weren't relatable moms anymore. They were coupon cult leaders, people with entire garages full of mayonnaise, hoarding 500 sticks of deodorant like they were preparing for the deodorant apocalypse. They'd show off like, I paid $3.97 for this haul. Cool, but do you have a baby? No? Then why do you have 90 boxes of diapers? It got worse. By mid-2011, the coupon community, yes, that's a thing, declared war on the show. Blogs popped up dissecting each episode like true crime, time-stamping illegal coupon usage, posting receipts, even contacting brands to verify if the deals were real. Spoiler alert, they weren't.
Originally $4.79. I have a coupon giving me $4.69 off of every 12 pack I buy.
The Coupon Information Corporation, basically the FBI of the savings world, issued a public statement condemning the potentially illegal acts shown on air. This legitimizes fraud, they warned, and it hurts honest consumers. But wait, there's more. In 2012, federal agents busted a real counterfeit coupon ring in Phoenix, Arizona. The take? $40 million in fake savings. They called it Operation Queen Pin, which, yes, is both hilarious and a major motion picture starring Kristen Bell now. And if you thought that was the worst of it, buckle up. In 2021, Lori Ann Tallons, a self-proclaimed extreme couponer, was sentenced to 12 years in prison for running a coupon fraud empire worth over $31 million. Her coupons weren't just fake, they were perfectly fake.
FBI has busted a couple and what they say is one of the largest fraud operations ever discovered.
$24.99 off diapers that cost $25. That's not a discount. That's time-traveling money laundering. Her defense? I just wanted to help struggling families. Sure, the best way to help people is obviously by defrauding Procter & Gamble and turning your garage into a counterfeit warehouse. Very Robin Hood, very community-minded. And all the while, TLC kept airing new episodes. Ratings dropped, but the show trudged along like a half-empty shopping cart with one squeaky wheel. By season 4, they tried to pivot, less fraud, more heartwarming stories. But by then, the brand was cooked, the goodwill was gone. Viewers had moved on to other content, probably shows where crimes weren't casually portrayed as relatable content.
I have got to pay this bill off, this month, because for each month that you're late, they add a surcharge to your bill.
Even retailers had had enough. Stores like Target, Walgreens, and Rite Aid clamped down hard. No more doubling coupons, strict limits. One per customer became gospel. Everyone was suddenly a suspect, as one commenter put it. Thanks to this show, I get treated like I'm trying to rob the store when I use one coupon for toothpaste. Which brings us to the worst part of it all, the collateral damage. Real, honest couponers, people who'd spent years perfecting the art of ethical saving, were now seen as shady. Jill Cataldo, one of the most respected coupon bloggers, called it a PR disaster. She documented dozens of episodes where contestants used coupons incorrectly and warned that the whole thing was turning into a sideshow. Because it was a sideshow. One where ethics were optional, math was fictional, and the audience was cheering for people committing crimes as long as they saved $18 on barbecue sauce. It's ironic. The very thing that made extreme couponing thrilling, the audacity, the scale, the shock value, was the same thing that killed it. The producers pushed it too far, too fast. And like any reality TV show built on spectacle, it collapsed under the weight of its own absurdity.
Since I do multiple transactions, I have it all planned out to exactly how it has to be, and it's very important it sticks that way.
By late 2012, TLC had quietly buried the series. No finale, no send-off, just reruns fading into obscurity like an expired coupon for dish soap. The myth had finally expired. Here's the thing. Extreme couponing wasn't entirely a scam. At its core, it was about something real, something raw, the very human need to make ends meet, and to feel like you're winning in a system designed to make you lose. And for a while it worked. It made couponing cool. It sparked a whole generation of savers. Blogs blew up, apps exploded, people donated truckloads of food and diapers to charity, bought, of course, with coupons. A teenager in New York even gave over $110,000 worth of products to food banks. That's not fraud, that's impact. But reality TV doesn't do reasonable, it does extreme. And when you push anything too far, savings, stunts, storytelling, eventually it breaks. That's the real legacy of extreme couponing. Not just the scandals or the memes or the garages full of razors, but the cautionary tale it became. A reminder that even good ideas can rot when they're soaked in spectacle and left to marinate in greed.
One will double its value, giving Carla 20 bags for just 49 cents each.
Nice, nice, nice.
So can it be saved? Not really. Not in the way it was. The economy has changed, the rules have changed, the audience has changed. People still love saving money, but they don't want to go to jail for it. And so we're left with the fantasy, the idea that just maybe with enough time, effort, and psychotic binder organization, you too could beat the system. It was never sustainable, but damn, it was entertaining. So next time you're in line behind someone arguing over a 75-cent coupon for frozen peas, don't roll your eyes. Just nod, smile, and remember, they used to be legends. Like, subscribe and tell us in the comments, what would you do with 47 bottles of mustard and no shame?